Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. Just had a great weekly options brief where we covered a lot of topics, and we looked at a bear call spread out through the Fed meeting on Wednesday. This is going to be a big deal this week. We are really on a precipice here, up at uber record highs on what? Donald Trump saying the stock market was going to go up today. What? We're going to talk about that in a second. Real quick, though, we have got to talk about al-Baghdadi. First of all, can you spot the difference between these two pictures? There's Barack Hussein Obama announcing the death of bin Laden, and there is Donald Trump announcing the death of al-Baghdadi, who this guy released. Isn't it funny how the media hasn't covered that at all? But take a look at those. It couldn't be more starker. This guy looks like he lost a friend. This guy, I loved it, man. He cowered. He died like a dog. He was a coward. Fantastic. Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, Army, presidential flag, United States flag. Suck on that, ISIS. I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. Taking that guy out of the gene pool, and it's awesome. And all these, retired Obama era generals and admirals, like on, the Sunday talk shows yesterday, like, oh, this is only going to inflame tension. You're an absolute disgrace. Admiral Winfield and a couple of the other guys. If you made flag rank under Obama, you're most likely a piece of shit. So I don't want to hear from you. You're deep state with your cushy board jobs, and you're part of the problem here, and we're coming after you. But what a great weekend. I think it was absolutely fantastic that the Washington Post did this. They changed the headline for this guy 3 times. They called al-Baghdadi an austere religious scholar. Are you shitting me? And it was fantastic on Twitter. People like jumping in and doing their own headlines for other people who've died in the past. Adolf Hitler, passionate community planner and dynamic public speaker. Charles Manson, famous songwriter and meditation leader. Jeffrey Dahmer, lover of exotic cuisine. Muhammad Atta, skilled aviator and leader of men. Folks, there is zero credibility left in the United States for our media. They're awful. This lady, the VP and Communications GM, Christine Karate Kelly, tweeted, "The headline should never have read that way, and we changed it quickly." Nice non-apology. Hey, Christine, how about this was a horrific headline. I don't know how it got published, from a dude, through editors, through how many eyes saw that headline and said it's okay. Maybe because the liberal pieces of shit at the Washington Post don't even know who al-Baghdadi was. Awful. Thank you, Washington Post. That was the last day of your careers, right? What's their headline? Democracy dies in the darkness. What a stupid paper. Thank God they're going to be gone. Anyway. So that was awesome. I had a lot of intel. Talked to some buddies over the weekend about why it was Green Berets and Delta. It was essentially Delta Force operation, man. It wasn't Navy SEALs. You know why? Navy SEALs are sitting on the pine for a little bit, folks. They haven't been playing nice lately. And big crackdown in the SEAL community trying to rein in some stuff. So this time the Army got it, and God bless them. Go Army, except on Army-Navy Day. Hey, market's up. Great news on trade. What is it? I don't know. I just said great news on trade. The market's going to go up today. Well, that's stupid, and that's why we sold into this pop. First of all, folks, the Dow was up, 100, 200 points this morning. The S&P was up, 20 points. Write this down. The market is up, and the VIX is up. Something is up. You know what the something that is up is? Nobody believes this pop today, this Dow up here. The market, ladies and gentlemen, is at record highs. On what? Donald Trump saying what? That the market was good. So here you go. The S&P just hit an all-time high. This is a big win for jobs, 401ks, frankly, everyone. Our country is doing great, even killed long-sought ISIS murderer. We are stronger than ever before with great upward potential. Things could not be better, folks. God bless America, apple pie. Why is the Fed going to cut on Wednesday? You tell me. Cut, implosion. Cut, implosion. Cut, go up, or no cut, go up. No. folks. It's not going to happen. It is not good out there. China's injecting liquidity into their market. Our Federal Reserve has been pumping money into our market. This is getting very, very scary up here at record highs. U.S. and China are close to finalizing some sections of a trade deal, U.S. trade rep says. This was Friday. I could cut and paste this headline and put it every week for the past 20 months. And nothing. What's in and not in step one of the U.S.-China trade deal? Folks, we're the only, out of two parties negotiating, we're the only one that's calling it a phase one or something, folks. The Chinese are like, we don't know what you're talking about. First of all, you need to remove all tariffs, folks. We're not doing anything. So I don't know what your phases are or whatever, but when Xi and Trump meet on November 16th and 17th in Santiago, you better take the tariffs off. We're not signing anything. The market is setting itself up for a massive implosion here. Another reason why the market is up and the VIX is up, folks. There ain't no good news on trade. Stocks jump after Trump expects a good day in the market. You know what did this? Algorithmic black boxes, folks. There are black boxes programmed to read the guy's Twitter account. And when the president says today will be a good day in the stock market, guess what? Things buy. Why is it going to be a good day in the stock market? I don't know. What's the good news today? We're still having mixed earnings, folks. So, yeah, we're at new highs, but we have a gigantic Fed meeting on the flight schedule for this week, and I don't think that's going to go the way the market thinks it's going to go. As stocks hover near highs, past pullbacks worry investors. Muted moves in the S&P 500 highlight investor fears that stock market's gains could be limited. Federal Reserve meeting and cut implosion. Federal Reserve meeting and cut implosion. This is comical. So, stocks are flirting with record territory, but have been stuck in a narrow trading range since the beginning of last year, leaving investors grasping for a fresh driver that could propel the decade-long bull market to even higher heights. I just don't, folks. I'm not a believer in this right now. Now, you have to trade the market you have, not the market you want. But the other reason we've been hovering up here is because of what the Chinese have been, the PBOC's been doing. The People's Bank of China is propping up their markets, and the Fed's propping up our markets. But folks, the Fed, this is if you're not a member of the Wall Street, or you've got to read this on the Wall Street Journal, why the Fed is losing potency. Neither consumers nor businesses are responding as forcefully to Fed cuts as they used to. Folks, Federal Reserve rate cuts ain't what they used to be. We used to get a cut and an explosion. A cut and an explosion. We're getting cuts and implosions. That make you bullish? They're most certainly going to cut on Wednesday, but even Bill Dudley, who's been perma-dove, right? This guy's uber-dove. He's been the 50 basis points guy. Why? I mainly think he thinks the president's going to can Powell, and he wants to be the Fed chief. But anyway, even this dude today was quoted as saying, if we cut, it'll probably be an insurance cut, meaning we're done. They've said that the last two times, folks. Well, the last time they really said it was by all accounts, was a hawkish cut. They cut, but said, you know what, we're most likely done. Back here, things are fantastic, but we're still going to cut. Why? It's a mid-cycle adjustment. So Goldman Sachs, folks, is saying, hey, they're going to ditch the mid-cycle term, and they're also going to ditch the language that says act as appropriate to sustain the expansion. So with the president going absolutely batshit on Twitter that everything's fantastic, why in another tweet can he say the Fed's being derelict in their duties? They need to cut and do some QE. What? And, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, the VIX is down here at stupid low levels. Somebody made a massive bet that a market crash is coming. April 65 VIX calls. Folks, the last time the VIX was that high, I was sitting in the Chicago Board of Trade when the freaking financial crisis occurred. I was there, folks. I was in ground zero, intersection of Jackson and LaSalle. I've been there. So there are a lot of smart people, folks, when the market's up on a day like this where they kind of look around and go, hey, pay no attention to me. I'm going over here to just load up on volatility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of nothingness. Folks, look at a one-year chart of the VIX. Somebody point to me the last time we saw 10 days of nothingness without a freak out. And sometimes the 10 days, look at this. It's a heart rate monitor, folks. And right now, the VIX is saying we're dead, meaning, hey, Wiz, there ain't nothing possibly can go wrong. What? Get long volatility before this Fed meeting on Wednesday. I am long volatility going into the Fed meeting, and in our weekly options brief that we just concluded, I am short the S&P 500. We just put on a bear call spread. We sold, and I'm filled on this one, we sold 15 of Wednesday's 30-55 calls. And in case I'm wrong and the market decides to do what it hasn't done the last two times, I bought some upside calls, bear call spread. Okay, it's at $1.25 right now. That's risking about $5,600 to make $1,900 in 2.5 days, with a 72% probability using at-the-money volatility in these options that we in fact make $1,900. So that's a good looking trade. I also have with one of my coaching clients with Amy a very kind of aggressive day trade. I'm doing the today. I'm doing the 30-40. Right now, we've been flopping around 30-40 all day. Let me pull up the S&P 500. SPX. Let's take a look at the chart. It looks like 30-40 is going to be the pin for today. Look at this. We've been up. There's 30-40 right there. Above it, underneath it, hit it, underneath it, above it a little right now. What are we at? 30-40 right there. And it's dropping a little bit. Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart. So this is a very aggressive trade, but it's a day trade. The 30-40, 30-45 out to the closing bell today. So, but you know, it's there's a lot of craziness going on here, folks, in the market, and the VIX is not reflecting it. But remember this: take this parting words. When the market is up and this VIX is up, something is up. It's a hold your nose rally, and usually those hold your nose rallies end, and markets tend to go down a hell of a lot faster than they go up. Buy on the rumor of a Fed cut, sell on the news. Buy on the rumor of a Fed cut, sell on the news. Buy on a rumor of the Fed cut, keep going up on the news? No, that's not going to happen. If you don't know what you're doing, you should be a member here at Top Gun Options because we're going to print money around this Fed meeting. Okay, I got to get going. We have solo Amazon today at 3 o'clock. We're going to debrief solo Amazon positions and also take a look at why Donald Trump is a horrible human being for this. Trump told Mattis to screw Amazon out of the Pentagon cloud contract. That's ridiculous. We'll talk about that at 3. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.